All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are going deep on 5G.
Ooh, 5G.
Its expansion across Europe.
Okay.
You know, you've given me this really interesting mix of articles and reports.
Yeah.
So we're going to break it all down, give you the need to know,
Okay.
some potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
Maybe some aha moments.
Cool.
Along the way.
I like it.
So
5G.
5G.
Yeah, what do you think? It's more than just like a tech upgrade, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is potentially a societal shift we're talking about. How Europe handles this rollout. I mean, it's going to have ripple effects.
Oh, yeah.
On, well, everything, right? From the economy to global competition.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of set the stage.
Okay.
One report, 5G expansion in Europe, really caught my eye.
Okay.
They threw out this number, 190 million
Wow.
5G subscriptions in Europe as of June 2024.
Okay.
That's over a quarter of mobile users
Yeah.
where it's even available.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive growth, I've got to say.
Yeah. But, you know, like all big numbers, I think this one's hiding some important details.
Okay.
You know, Schneppat, in his essay, he makes a really good point that this isn't happening evenly across the continent.
So it's not like a universal 5G party?
Not quite, no.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
you've got your front runners like the UK
Yeah.
boasting, 37 million subscriptions already.
Wow.
Germany's not too far behind.
Okay.
But then you have other countries, you know, lagging way behind.
Yeah.
Which brings us to that, you know, the age-old issue.
Yeah.
The urban-rural divide.
Right. It's not just about having internet access anymore.
No.
It's about having access to the specific high-speed,
Yeah.
game-changing technology. I mean, imagine
Why-
trying to launch a startup
Right.
or just stream a movie
Oh, yeah.
with like spotty 5G.
Totally.
That's a barrier.
A huge barrier, and it has huge implications for the economic promises
Yeah.
tied to 5G.
Right.
I mean, the same report, right?
Right.
Predicts 5G could add €1 trillion
$1 trillion.
to European GDP by 2025, along with millions of new jobs.
That's a lot of zeros.
It is...
Find me out.
Hold on. There's a catch.
Okay.
Schneppat's really clear about this.
Okay.
These economic wins depend on 5G actually delivering on its potential, and there are some serious roadblocks.
Wait. All right. Let's hear it. What could derail this
Okay.
5G economic engine?
Well, I mean, security is a huge one.
Okay.
Schneppat specifically calls out the involvement of what he calls high-risk vendors
Okay.
in 5G infrastructure.
High-risk vendors. So these are...
These are companies, whose presence, it raises concerns
Okay.
about data security, even national security.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially opening the door to espionage. So
It's not just about the technology itself.
No.
It's about who's building it and what their intentions are.
Exactly, yeah. It adds a whole other layer of
Yeah.
complexity to the rollout, you know?
Right.
It forces governments to balance the need for speed with, you know,
Yeah.
these very real security concerns.
For sure. For sure.
And then, of course, we can't forget those 5G conspiracy theories
Oh,
that were making the rounds a while back.
Like, didn't people think 5G was causing health problems?
Oh, yeah.
Even like controlling their minds.
Yeah, it sounds wild now.
Yeah.
But those fears, they led to some real-world consequences.
Right.
We saw cell towers being vandalized, even set on fire
Oh, wow.
in parts of Europe. You know, it's a stark reminder of how misinformation can really derail even the most promising advancements.
It makes you realize how crucial clear communication is.
Absolutely.
Especially from governments, tech companies.
Yeah.
Public trust is everything.
It is. And that brings us to this tricky balancing act governments are facing right now.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you've got the EU. They want a secure, unified 5G network spanning the continent. But on the other hand, individual countries, they have, you know, wildly different stances on these high-risk vendors that Schneppat talks about.
Right. So you have this tension
Yeah.
between wanting a cohesive European digital strategy,
Right.
but also respecting each nation's security concerns.
Exactly.
Sounds like a political headache.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Some countries, they're taking a hard line,
Right.
banning certain companies outright.
Yeah.
Others are taking more of a cautious wait-and-see approach.
Yeah.
But, you know, Schneppat points out this lack of a unified front, it really weakens Europe's position
Yeah.
in the global tech landscape.
It makes you think, what's the right balance?
Yeah.
How do you ensure national security without stifling innovation?
Yeah.
Or handing over control to, you know, potentially untrustworthy actors?
Right.
This is the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night.
I know. Yeah, it is a question without easy answers.
Right.
And one that every country is grappling with in its own way.
Yeah.
But I think it highlights the fact that 5G isn't just a technological race.
Okay.
It's a geopolitical one.
Right. And as 5G, gets embedded in our lives, the potential consequences of a security breach are...
Oh, absolutely.
Huge.
We're talking about 5G powering not just, our phones and our computers, but critical infrastructure, energy grids, transportation.
Wow.
I mean, the whole works, right?
Yeah.
So a serious vulnerability could have a devastating impact.
This is bigger than someone hacking your social media.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about essential services, individual national security risks.
Absolutely. And that's where Schneppat's argument about the weakest link really comes into play.
Yeah.
You can have the most secure 5G network in the world.
Right.
But if one component is compromised, the whole system is at risk.
Yeah. It's like building a fortress.
Yeah.
With a flimsy back door.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how strong the walls are.
Exactly. And this brings us back to those high-risk vendors and the challenges governments face. Yeah. It's a delicate balancing act, right?
You want to encourage innovation, competition in the tech sector.
Yeah.
But not at the expense of national security.
Right.
And Schneppat points out the lack of transparency from some governments.
Oh, interesting.
About their decision-making.
Yeah.
Isn't helping.
It's that old saying, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Exactly.
If people don't understand why these decisions are being made, mistrust can take root.
Absolutely. And that can lead to, public pushback.
Yeah.
Even if the concerns are based on, misinformation.
Right.
Or unfounded fears.
Right. We saw that with the 5G conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly. But,
Yeah.
It's also important to remember that not all concerns about 5G are irrational.
Right. You can be cautious about new technology without subscribing to conspiracy theories.
Right.
What are some of the legitimate concerns that people have raised?
Well, one area that I think warrants further investigation is the potential health effects
of increased exposure to radio frequency electromagnetic fields.
Okay.
Some studies have suggested a possible link between prolonged exposure to these fields and certain health issues.
Yeah.
Although more research is definitely needed.
Yeah, so it's not about dismissing these concerns out of hand.
Right.
It's about approaching them with scientific rigor.
Exactly.
Transparency.
And in the meantime, individuals can stay informed and make their own choices about their level of exposure to 5G technology.
Okay, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the potential pitfalls, challenges surrounding 5G, but let's not forget the opportunities.
Right. Let's get back to the fun stuff.
Yes, exactly. We touched on remote surgery.
Yeah.
Smart traffic systems.
Yeah.
But I know there's so much more.
Oh, there's a ton.
What other exciting applications are we seeing?
Well, healthcare is a fantastic example. We've been talking about remote surgery.
Yeah.
You might be surprised to learn that it's already happening in several European countries.
Wow.
5G's low latency, right?
Yeah.
Makes it possible for surgeons to operate remotely.
Surgeons are performing surgery from miles away thanks to 5G.
It's pretty amazing.
That sounds like something straight out of a movie.
It does. But these pilot programs are demonstrating the potential of 5G to really revolutionize healthcare. Yeah. Bringing specialized medical expertise to even the most remote areas.
That's incredible. What other sectors are we seeing these kind of groundbreaking applications?
Transportation is another area where 5G is making a big splash.
Okay.
Cities across Europe are testing 5G connected traffic management systems using sensors and real-time data analysis to optimize traffic flow.
So it's like having a super smart traffic conductor constantly adjusting the signals.
Yeah, keeping things moving smoothly.
Yeah. And it's not just about cars.
No.
5G is also key to developing smarter public transportation.
Absolutely.
Okay, so futuristic healthcare, smarter cities.
Yeah.
What other industries are being reshaped by 5G in Europe?
Manufacturing is another area that's really ripe for disruption.
Okay.
5G enables the creation of smart factories.
Right.
Where machines communicate with each other in real time.
Right.
Optimizing production processes.
Right.
Increasing efficiency.
It seems like every sector is finding ways to leverage 5G.
It really is. It's like this catalyst for innovation.
Across the board.
Across the board. But it's crucial to remember that with great technological power comes great responsibility.
Right. What are the biggest challenges we need to be thinking about moving forward?
Well, cybersecurity is always going to be a top priority.
Of course.
As 5G networks underpin more and more critical infrastructure, ensuring their security and resilience is paramount. We need robust safeguards in place.
Makes sense. What other challenges?
Another crucial issue is bridging the digital divide.
Right.
We need to ensure that everyone benefits from 5G.
Yeah.
Not just those in major urban centers.
Right.
If we're not careful, 5G could exacerbate existing inequalities.
Oh, wow.
Creating a two-tiered society, you know?
Yeah.
Those with access to this transformative technology.
Right. It's not enough to just roll out 5G.
No.
We need to make sure it's accessible.
Accessible to all.
To all. What about the environmental impact?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's something we touched on earlier.
Sustainability can't be an afterthought.
Right.
Well, 5G is more energy efficient per unit of data than previous generations.
Yeah.
The sheer volume of data it enables could still lead to increased energy consumption overall. So we need to be mindful of this and find ways to mitigate the environmental impact.
A sustainable 5G future.
Exactly. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values.
Yeah.
Both in terms of how we develop and deploy this technology and how we use it in our daily lives.
We've covered a lot today.
We have.
From the technical nuts and bolts.
I know.
To the potential societal impacts.
Yeah.
Ethical considerations.
That's a lot.
Real world applications. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has. It really highlights how 5G isn't just a technological evolution. It's a societal one.
Yeah.
It's prompting us to rethink how we live, how we work, how we connect.
For sure.
And even what it means to be a citizen in this digital world.
For listeners feeling a little overwhelmed by all this,
yeah,
what would you say is the most important thing to remember?
I'd say stay curious.
Okay.
Stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged.
Yeah.
The future of 5G is being shaped right now.
Right.
And we all have a role to play
in
determining what that future looks like.
I like that.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and make your voice heard.
Well said. And on that note, I want to thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
On this deep dive into the world of 5G in Europe.
Absolutely.
It's been an enlightening journey.
It has.
And I hope our listeners feel equipped to navigate this exciting, complex, rapidly evolving technological landscape.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
Yeah, see you later.
All right, so we've talked about the potential and the pitfalls, but what about now?
Yeah.
What are some real-world examples? How is 5G actually playing out in Europe right now?
Well, I mean, healthcare is a great example. Remember we were talking about remote surgery?
Yeah.
You might be surprised to learn that's already happening.
Really?
In several European countries.
Wow.
5G's low latency, right?
Right.
It makes it possible for surgeons to operate remotely.
So wait, surgeons are performing surgery from miles away thanks to 5G.
It's pretty amazing.
That is straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It is a bit, right? But these pilot programs, they're demonstrating 5G's potential to revolutionize healthcare.
Yeah.
Bringing specialized medical expertise to, even the most remote areas.
That's incredible. What other sectors are we seeing these kinds of groundbreaking applications?
Well, transportation is another area where 5G is making a big impact.
Right.
Cities across Europe, they're testing 5G-connected traffic management systems using sensors and real-time data to, optimize traffic flow.
So it's like having a super smart traffic conductor.
It is
constantly adjusting signals.
Keeping things moving smoothly.
And it's not just about cars either.
No, not at all.
5G is also key to developing smarter public transportation.
Oh, absolutely.
So, okay, futuristic healthcare, smarter cities. What other industries are being reshaped by 5G in Europe?
Well, manufacturing is another one. It's ripe for disruption.
Okay.
5G enables those smart factories.
Where machines are talking to each other in real time.
Right.
Optimizing production, increasing efficiency.
It seems like every sector is finding a way to leverage 5G.
I think that's right. It really is a catalyst for innovation.
Across the board.
Across the board. But, it's crucial to remember with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. What are the biggest challenges that we need to be thinking about moving forward?
Well, I mean, cybersecurity
of course
is always going to be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
As 5G networks underpin more and more critical infrastructure,
right,
we need to be sure that they're secure
right,
and resilient.
Yeah.
We need safeguards to prevent attacks and protect data.
Makes sense. What other challenges are kind of on the horizon?
Another crucial issue is bridging that digital divide.
Right, right.
We need to ensure that everyone benefits from 5G.
Yeah.
Not just those in, major urban centers.
Right. It's not enough to just roll it out.
Yeah. We've got to make sure that it's accessible.
Accessible to all.
To all. And what about the environmental impact?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We touched on that a bit earlier.
Sustainability can't be an afterthought.
Right.
I mean, 5G is more energy efficient per unit of data than previous generations.
Right.
But the volume of data it enables could lead to increased energy consumption overall. So we need to be mindful of that.
So it's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Between advancement and environmental responsibility.
It is a sustainable 5G future.
A sustainable 5G future.
It's about making choices that align with our values, both in how we develop and use this technology.
We've covered so much today.
We really have.
From the technical side to the societal impacts, ethical considerations.
I know.
Real-world applications. It's been fascinating.
It has.
I'm glad we took this deep dive.
Me too. It really shows you that 5G isn't just a technological evolution. Right. It's a societal one. It's making us rethink, how we live, how we work, how we connect.
For sure.
What it means to be a citizen in a digital world.
So for our listeners who, might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all of this information.
It's a lot to take in.
What would you say is the most important thing to remember?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious.
Okay.
Stay informed. And stay engaged.
Okay.
The future of 5G is being shaped now.
Right.
And we all have a role to play.
I like that.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions.
Yeah.
Make your voice heard.
Well said. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Into 5G in Europe.
It's been fun.
It's been an enlightening journey.
It has.
And I hope our listeners feel prepared to navigate this exciting, complex,
a lot going on,
rapidly evolving technological landscape.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time.
See you later.